Good morning, everybody. We are in the garage right now, and as you can tell, we're working on the SR20. It's pretty bad. So I'll show that to you guys here in just a second. I've already taken off the oil pan and also the windage tray, which is over here. I've got everything organized real nice. As I go through and tear everything down and take it apart, I'm going to be putting it on this speed rack right here from top to bottom. That'll help me keep everything organized. So the top being like the valve cover, and then the head. The block will probably never make its way on there, and then all the other stuff at the bottom, and then everything from front to back so that I don't lose track of anything, because I have a feeling this project's going to take me a minute. Real quick, I wanted to go over how I'm going to put together this video series. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go through the entire process and just record it in step-by-step or in chapters. Quick disclaimer though, I'm not a mechanic, so don't take what I say or what I'm doing as like the absolute way to do it. I'm using a lot of other references so that I know how to do it right. And I also have a manual right there with all kinds of information. I'm sure I'm gonna make some mistakes along the way. I know I am, but either way, I'm gonna share this journey with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it. So anyway, let's take a look at what I found already, because it's in pretty rough shape. I will draw your attention to this little area right here. Try to pick it up with this magnet thing. And generally speaking, you don't want to find stuff like this. Whoops. Alright, I'm just going to do this with my fingers. Come on, focus, focus. We got some pretty decent sized chunks of metal, some flaking going on. Got some crud, but definitely metal. Take a look at that right there. I took the oil pan out. I didn't wash anything, didn't move anything. I just removed it, flipped it over, and that is what I ran into. All kinds of flaky, not good stuff. That's not magnetic, apparently. So we've got metal shavings in the oil, which is never a good thing. Looks like some of them are copper, or they look like copper. I think those are going to be the bearings, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take off the rest of the oil sump or reservoir, whatever it's called, and take a look and see what other kind of damage we've got in there, and then we'll see what's going on after that. To do that, you've got all of your bolts over here on the sides. You've also got a few bolts inside that you got to make sure that you get. I think there's 4 on the inside. There's 1, there's 2. See if the camera will pick it up. There's 3, and then number 4 is right there. You get those 4, you get all the bolts that are here on the sides. And then there's also 2 more on the inside over here. It's a little dark over here, but let me see if I can get a flashlight on it. Get some light on it. Okay, there we are. So then there's 2 more right there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those. And then after that, in order to pry this guy off of the block, you can get in there with a screwdriver or something to try to pry it off of there. But my understanding is that you take these bolts, any one of these bolts, and you put it through here and then through here, and that'll push up against the block, right? You tighten it down, it pushes up against the block, and it'll release the oil sump thingamajigger, so that way you're not having to pry in there, and then you're not risking cracking it or damaging that or the block. So we're going to do that and then go from there. Alright guys, I got that all taken apart, and now I can get a better look at what the internals are looking like. I'm just kind of looking around to see if I see any other chunks of metal or flakes, and then just kind of poking around to see if anything else jumps out at me. So far I don't really see much as far as any major additional damage or red flags. You know, no major chunks of metal, no flakes. The little bit that I can see on the cylinder walls look pretty good actually. This one I can get a really good look on, and that actually looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Okay, so at this point I don't really want to take apart any more that's here on the bottom end. I know that realistically I'm looking at a rebuild, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip this guy over and take apart the valve cover, and probably start taking apart the head, remove the head, and do all that whole bit. I'll save that for a different video, but I do want to get that valve cover off today. I'm not going to bother putting anything back on here. I know it's going to make a bit of a mess on the floor. I'll put down something to catch the oil and stuff, but I just don't want to go through that whole process again if I don't have to. So I'm going to flip this guy over, remove the valve cover, and we'll see what's underneath there.